Hello, guys. How are you all? So, welcome to Cracking IELTS 9.0. Today, I am back with a new passage. As you can see, the passage says a new role for livestock guard dogs. So, this passage is going to be a bit lengthy. Okay. So, on your right hand side, you can see that we have different types of questions. Okay. So, this is the first set of questions, that is match the information. Okay. So, which paragraph contains the following information? You have to read the paragraph and match these statements with the respective paragraph. Okay, that is one. And number two is the list of people. Here you have to match who said what. Okay, you have to match the statement with the respective people. Okay, this is second type. And coming to the third type, this is fill in the blanks. Okay, now without wasting any time, let us start the passage. But before that, I suggest you that please follow the whole video carefully because I'll be giving away a lot of tips and tricks on how to crack this IELTS test. Okay. So please watch it carefully. I'll be giving away a lot of different strategies for different types of questions. Okay. We have each different strategies. Okay. So yeah. Now, what is my strategy for this type of questions? That is, which paragraph contains the following information? This is the strategy, right? Okay, now if I do this strategy, like read the first question and search for that question in the whole passage, and again read the second question, then search for that in the whole passage, then again read the third question, search for that in the whole passage. How much time will it take? It will waste a lot of time, right? So we don't have to follow that. Okay, it's very a time wasting. It's a very lengthy process, right? So what should be the strategy then? What is our strategy? We'll do it exactly in the reverse way. Okay. That is, we will read the paragraph first and then we'll come to the questions. Okay. For example, I'll read the paragraph A and I'll see if it is matching anywhere with 27 to 31 questions. Okay. That's how I'll get the answer. Okay. Then I'll come to paragraph B and then again I'll read the whole question again so that I can get the answer. Then I'll move to C. So like that, this will save a lot of time and you'll get all the answers and you will read the whole paragraph. Here there are two advantages, First advantage is you will get all the answers here. Now, what is the second advantage? You will be reading the whole passage. Once you finish this section, you will read the whole passage so that you will be ready for the next set of questions. So these questions will be easy for you because you have read the whole passage already, right? Now you should know what should be the answer. So in this way, it will be very easy for you guys. Even the next section will be very easy. Fill in the blanks. You know exactly where is that paragraph and you know exactly what is the answer. So my suggestion is, guys, you have to remember what you read. Okay, that is my sincere suggestion. No one will tell you this. Okay, no teacher will tell you to remember what you read, but I am telling you, whatever the paragraph you read, try to just remember the gist of it. Okay, you don't have to remember it word by word. No, I don't mean that. Okay, I am telling you to remember what is there in this paragraph briefly. What the author is trying to say in this paragraph. Just try to remember that. It will be very easy when you go to the next section. Okay. Right. Now, without wasting any time, let us start reading the first paragraph and then we'll compare it with the questions here. Okay. Right. Now, for thousands of years, okay, livestock guard dogs worked alongside shepherds to protect their sheep, goats, and cattle from predators such as wolves and bears. But in the 19th and 20th centuries, when such predators were largely exterminated, most guard dogs lost their jobs. Okay. In recent years, however, as increased efforts have been made to protect wild animals, predators have become more widespread again. As a result, farmers once more need to protect their livestock, and guard dogs are enjoying an unexpected revival. Okay, right. Good. So this is like an introduction paragraph, right? What is he saying here? He's saying that initially there were guard dogs for the livestock, but in the 19th and 20th century, because predators were exterminated, there was no job for the dogs. But now again, the demand has increased for guard dogs because predators have again more widespread now. Now let us compare with the questions here. Now, one more thing, guys. Here there is a note for you guys. You see this? You may use any letter more than once. If you see this in the exam, then some option is going to repeat itself. That is for sure. 100%. Okay. If you see, this is a very important note. If you see this, then some option is going to repeat itself, either A or B or C or D. It can be anything. Okay. So if you have seen this note, but you got different answers for all the questions. What does it mean? It means you have done some mistake somewhere. You have to recheck it. Okay. Yes, that is the good thing about this. Now, okay, an example of how one predator has been protected by the introduction of livestock guard dogs. Okay. Now, what is the thing here? What are the keywords in the questions? You underline the keywords. Okay. An example of how one predator has been protected by the introduction of these dogs. Okay. Now, in this paragraph, did he talk about any predator that is protected here? Nothing, right? We didn't read anything like that. Okay. Next, an optimistic suggestion about the possible positive developments in the use of livestock guard dogs. Okay. Now, did we read about any suggestion? Is the author giving any suggestion for us in the A paragraph? Nothing, right? Okay. Next, a description of how the methods used by livestock dogs help to keep predators away. Did we read about any methods used by the dogs to keep the predators away? No, right? I didn't read anything. So in this way, you have to underline the keywords, guys. Underlining the keywords is the most important and the most basic thing. Okay. If you can't do that, then it is going to be very difficult for you guys. Let me tell you frankly. Okay. So claims by different academics that the House of Livestock Dogs is a successful way of protecting farmers' herds. Did we read anything like that? Claims by different academics, he says now. Okay. Different academics, did we read anything about that? Nothing, right? Now, a reference to how livestock guard dogs gain their skills. Okay. Now he's talking about skills of these dogs. How did they gain these skills? That is the question. Did we read anything in A? Nothing, right? So obviously, I don't think A is nowhere here. Now let us move to B. Okay. Now, what is B? Today, there are around 50 breeds of guard dogs on duty in various parts of the world. These dogs are raised from an early age with the animals they will be watching, and eventually, these animals become the dog's family. Okay, it's an important thing to note. Okay, then the dogs will place themselves between the livestock and any threat, barking loudly. Okay, if necessary, they will chase away predators, but often their mere presence is sufficient. Okay. Then their initial training is to make them understand that livestock is going to be their life, says Dan McCon, a shepherd with three guard dogs. A fluffy white puppy is fun to be around, but too much human affection. Okay. Okay. So sorry for that. Let me go back. Okay. Says that a white puppy is fun to be around, but too much human affection makes it a great dog for guarding the front porch rather than a great livestock guard dog. Okay. Guarding the front porch means guarding the house. Okay. Our front portion of the house rather than a livestock guard dog. Okay. Right. Now we have read a lot of things here, guys. I think we have read about the methods now here, right? Now let us go back to the questions again. Right. An example of how one predator has been protected by introduction of livestock guard dogs. So did we read about any example, any one predator? No, right? Nothing. Okay. An optimistic suggestion about possible positive developments in the use of livestock guard dogs. So did we read about any suggestions here? Author gave us any suggestions or any ideas? No, right? Okay, then. A description of how the methods used by livestock guard dogs help to keep predators away. Okay, he's talking about predators away. And he's talking about methods here. Methods used by livestock guard dogs to keep the predators away. Did we read there? Yes or no? I think yes, we have read about these methods. See, here only he gave, right? From here, read this from here. These dogs are raised from an early age with the animals they will be watching, and these animals become the family. Okay? Now, see, dogs will place themselves. This is the method, sir. See, the dogs will place themselves between the livestock and any threat, barking loudly. Okay, this is one method. If necessary, they will chase away predators, but often their mere presence is sufficient. This is second method. Chasing away the predators or barking loudly. This is what these are the methods, sir. Okay, their initial training is to make them understand that the livestock is going to be their life. Okay. So, yes, sir. So, we have read about the methods here. Okay. So, what is the answer, guys? 29 should be B here, right? So, I'll just write alphabet B. Okay. And just let me change the color so that it will be very useful for you guys. Okay. Right. So, it is B now. Okay. Right. Next. Claims by different academics that the use of livestock is also successful way. Did we read about any academics are here? Any institute? Academics means any institutions or colleges, universities, something like that. No, we did not read anything like that. Okay. So yeah, next one. A reference to how livestock guard dogs gain their skills. Okay. Did we read anything related to their skills? Yes or no, guys? I think yes, right? Because, see, how did they gain their skills? This one, see, their initial training means how to gain the skills. They are trained to gain skills. Initial training is to make them understand that livestock is going to be their life. This is the thing. This is how they gain their skills. Okay, they get initial training. And a fluffy white puppy is fun to be around, but too much human affection makes it a great dog for guarding the front porch than a livestock guard. Okay. It also means the dogs, they should not have too much human affection. That's what he says here. Okay. So one thing is their training. Okay. Their training is to make them understand that livestock is going to be their life. Okay. This is how they gain their skills. Okay. And one more thing is they should not have too much human affection. That is the second skill. Okay. Yes. A reference to how livestock dogs gain their skills. Yes, sir. Okay. So let me just write it here. This is also B. So yeah, I think this statement is not justified, right? See, you may use any letter more than once. That is justified now, right? Okay. Right. Let us move to the next one. Right. See, the evidence indicates that guard dogs are highly effective. For example, in Portugal, biologist Silva Rivero has found that more than 90% of farmers participating in a program to train and use guard dogs to protect their herds against attacks from wolves rate the performance of dogs as very good or excellent. Okay. Now here we got see. In a study carried out in Australia by Linda Van Bommel and Chris Johnson at the University of Tasmania. See here we got the university, right? Now more than 65% of herders reported that predation stopped completely after they got the dogs, and almost all the rest saw a decrease in attacks. If they are managed and used properly, livestock guard dogs are the most efficient control method that we have in terms of amount of livestock that they save from predation, saves Van Bommel. Okay, right. Now let us see, match it. Let us match it. So 29 and 31 are gone, right? Next. An example of how one predator has been protected by the introduction of livestock guard dogs. Okay, right. Did we read about any particular predator? Any name of it? No, right? Nothing like that. And then an optimistic suggestion about the possible positive developments. No, sir. I did not read any suggestions from the writer here, right? Then Claims by different academics that the use of livestock dogs is a successful way of protecting farmers' herds. Yes, sir. I have read it. Academics means the University of Tasmania. Okay. Universities or colleges, anything they come under academics. Okay. Right. Now read the last sentence. Okay. See, if they are managed and used properly, livestock guard dogs are the most efficient control method. See, most efficient control method means a successful way of protecting the farmers' herds that we have in terms of the amount of livestock that they save from predation. Okay, got it? Yes, sir. So this sentence is paraphrased into this sentence. They both are same meaning, but the complete structure is changed. Okay, they are using synonyms. They'll use different languages, different words. They'll change active to passive or passive to active, anything, something like that. Okay, but the meaning is the same. These two sentences, they have the same meaning. So, what is the answer, guys? It should be C. Okay, right. Done, sir. We are getting answers one by one. Okay, now let us move to the next section, that is D. D paragraph. Okay, now, but today's guard dogs also have a new role to help preserve the predators. Okay, now they are preserving the predators as well, not only the livestock. Now, it is hoped that reductions in livestock losses can make farmers more tolerant of predators and less likely to kill them. Okay. In Namibia, more than 90% of cheetahs live outside the protected areas close to humans, raising livestock. As a result, the cheetahs are often held responsible for animal losses and large numbers have been killed by farmers. Okay. When guard dogs were introduced, more than 90% of farmers reported a dramatic reduction in livestock losses and said that as a result, they were less likely to kill the predators. Julie Young at Utah State University in US believes this result applies widely. There is a common ground from the livestock perspective and from conservation perspective, she says. If ranchers don't have a dead cow, they will not make a call to apply for a permit to kill a wolf. Okay, that's what she says. I think we have a answer here, guys, because we have read this so many times, right? Look at this one then. Look at this. An example of how one predator has been protected by the dogs. Who is the predator now? We have read already. It is the cheetahs. Yes, cheetahs. So these are protected by the dogs. How in this way? You know, because since as a result, cheetahs are often held responsible for animal losses and large numbers have been killed by the farmers. But when the dogs were introduced, more than 90% of farmers reported a dramatic reduction in the losses and said that as a result, they are less likely to kill the predators. That's it. So they are not killing those predators, cheetahs now. Yes, sir. So 27 is exactly matching, sir. So answer should be D. Okay. Okay. Yes. Next one. Let us move to the next one. That is E. Okay. Now, looking at all the published evidence, Bethany Smith at Nottingham Trent University in UK found that up to 88%, let me go back, up to 88% of farmers said they no longer killed predators after using dogs but warned that such self-reported results must be taken with a pinch of salt. What's more, it is possible that livestock dogs merely replace the predators to unprotected neighboring properties where their fate isn't recorded. So, in some regions, we work with almost every farmer, but in others, only one or two have dogs, says Rivero. If we are not working with everybody, we are transferring the wolf pressure to the neighbor's herd, and he can use poison and kill an entire pack of wolves. Okay, that's what he says. Now he says that because just interrogating one or two farmers is not enough. we might transfer the wolf pressure to the neighboring properties or the neighboring herds. That's what he says in this paragraph. But I think only one option is left, that is 28. Okay, so here he's talking about optimistic suggestion about the possible developments in the use of dogs. No, sir, I did not read anything like that in this paragraph. Okay, so let us move to the next one, that is F. Okay, okay. Now, another concern is whether there may be unintended ecological effects of using guard dogs. Studies suggest that reducing deaths of one type of predator may have a negative impact on other species. The extent of this problem isn't known, but the consequences are clear in Namibia. Okay, cheetahs aren't the only species that cause sheep and goat losses there. Other predators also attack the livestock. In 2015, researchers reported that in spite of impact farmers obtaining guard dogs had on cheetahs, the number of jackals killed by dogs and people actually increased. Okay, guard dogs have other ecological impacts too. They have been found to spread diseases to wild animals, including endangered Ethiopian wolves. They may also compete with other carnivores for food. And by creating a landscape of fear, their mere presence can influence the behavior of prey animals. Okay. Okay, sir. Here he spoke about other predators than cheetahs, that is, jackals that are killed by dogs. And also, he told that they compete with the food with the carnivorous animals. Okay. But in this paragraph, we did not read anything, suggestions here, guys. Suggestion about the possible positive developments in the use of dogs. No, we did not read. Right. So let us move to G. G is the last paragraph. I hope we find something here. Okay, the evidence so far, however, indicates that these consequences aren't always negative. Guard dogs can deliver unexpected benefits by protecting vulnerable wildlife from predators. For example, their presence has been found to protect birds, which build their nest on the ground in the fields where foxes would normally raid them. Indeed, Australian researchers are now using dogs to enhance the biodiversity and create refuges for species threatened by predation. So, if we can get this right, there may be a bright future for guard dogs in promoting harmonious coexistence between humans and wildlife. Okay. Did we read any suggestion here, sir? Yes or no? I think yes, right? In the last sentence, what does it mean? So, if we can get this right, there may be a bright future for guard dogs. Yes, sir, he's suggesting here in promoting the harmonious coexistence between humans and wildlife. Yes, this is an optimistic suggestion about the possible positive developments in the use of livestock guard dogs. Yes, sir. Yes, this is the suggestion we are talking about. So, the final answer for this one is this should be G. Okay. Yes, done. Good, sir. We have answered this section, I guess. Now, let us move to the next section. Now we have an advantage, sir. Because we have read the whole passage, we should be able to get wherever we want, Whatever is said, this should be clear for us. Okay. Right. Now, first question. The use of stray dogs may save lives of both livestock and wild animals. Yes, sir. Who said this? Do you guys remember that? Because I can remember what I have read. But the question is, do you remember what you have read? Okay, now let us see this one. So he's talking about dogs protecting both the livestock and the wild animals. Where did we read that? Only in one paragraph. Look at this one, the D paragraph, last sentence. Okay, there is common ground from the livestock perspective and from the conservation perspective, she says. If ranchers don't have a dead cow, they will not make a call to kill a wolf. That's what she says. It means we have to protect the livestock and at the same time we have to protect the wild animals as well. That is conservation. Who said this? Julie Young. Okay. So yes, where is Julie Young? This is D, right? Yes, sir. So, yeah, let us add text here. It is D. Okay. Right. Good, sir. Next one. Claims of a change in behavior from those using livestock guard dogs may not be totally accurate. Yes, it may not be totally accurate. Who said this? I think we have read it recently. I can remember, sir. Where did I read this? I think it was somewhere here in the Bethany Smith. Yeah. Yeah, claims of change in behavior from those using the dogs may not be totally accurate. See, what did she say here? Bethany Smith at the Nottingham Trent University in the UK found that 88% of farmers said no longer killed predators after using the dogs. See, but warned that self-reported results must be taken with a pinch of salt. What's more, it is possible that livestock dogs merely displace the predators to unprotected neighboring properties where their fate isn't recorded. Yes, that's what she says, Bethany Smith. Because claims of change in behavior from those using the dogs may not be totally accurate. Yes, sir. Only 88% said that they are no longer killing the predators, but they might displace the predators to neighboring herds where the animals, I mean the wild animals, may attack the neighboring farmers' herd. That is the danger here. Okay. Yes, so Bethany Smith, I think change of behavior, yes. It may not be totally accurate. Here it says, but warned that self-reported result must be taken with a pinch of salt. That's what she means, yes. So 33 should be E. Okay, done. Good. Next one, guys. So there may be negative results if the use of livestock dogs is not sufficiently widespread. Okay. I think yes, yes, yes. Negative results means uh, maybe let us see who said this. Who said this? Let's see. Okay, Roberto. See, guys. So in some regions we work with almost every farmer, but in others only one or two have dogs. Says Ribeiro. Okay. Now, if we are not working with everybody, we are transferring the wolf pressure to the neighbor's herd, and he can use poison and kill the entire pack of wolves. So, this is the negative result. Okay. Killing an entire pack of wolves, that is the negative result he is talking about. If we use dogs, is not sufficiently widespread. Yes, it is not widespread. Here he says, see, in others only one or two have dogs. So it is not widespread, right? In some regions, they are working with almost every farmer. But in the other regions, they are working with only one or two farmers who have the dogs. So it is not widespread. So it might have negative results like this, killing an entire pack of wolves. That's what it says. So who said this? Ribeiro said this. 34 should be Ribeiro B. Okay, I'll just write it here. B. Done. Yes. Next, guys. So the livestock guard dogs are the best way of protecting farm animals as long as the dogs are appropriately handled. Yes, we have read it in the beginning, sir, in the beginning paragraphs. Okay. Now, read this one, sir. In a study carried out in Australia by Bommel and Chris Johnson at the University of Tasmania, more than 65% of herders reported that predation stopped completely after they got the dogs, and almost all arrests saw a decrease in attacks. Now, if they are managed and used properly, livestock dogs are the most efficient control method that we have in terms of amount of livestock that they save from predation. Who said this? Bommel. Yes, sir. Read this one again. Livestock dogs are the best way. Best way means the most efficient control method. As long as the dogs are appropriately handled, means if they are managed and used properly, means appropriately handled. Who said this? Bommel. So 35 should be Bommel. That is C, right? Yes, sir. That is C. Okay. Next one. Teaching a livestock guard dog how to do its work needs a different focus from teaching a house guard dog. Yes, this also we read in the very beginning, right? Very beginning. What is that? House guard dog and a livestock dog, they both are different. You see this? A fluffy white puppy is fun to be around, but too much human affection makes it a great dog for guarding the front porch. Front porch means our house, rather than a great livestock guard dog. That's what, who said this? Dan McCon. Okay. So Dan McCon said this. So they can be a great dog for house watching, not for livestock watching, right? So it needs a different focus from teaching a house guard dog. Yes. Dan McCon said this. So 36 should be A, right? Okay, guys, this section was a bit easy, right? Next, let us move to the last section. Okay. Now, here we should answer in only one word, guys. Okay. Now, what is the strategy for fill in the blanks? There is only one strategy, that is underline the keywords. You have to underline the keywords here and match the keywords in the paragraph, then you will get the answer very easily. Okay, I'll show you. See, in Namibia, livestock guard dogs have been used to protect domestic animals from attacks by cheetahs. Okay, done. Where did we read this paragraph? I think in the F paragraph, right? He's talking about Namibia. Yes. Now, this has led to a rise in deaths of other predators, particularly dash. Okay. What is the death of other creatures? Okay. So, cheetahs are the only species that cause sheep and goat losses there. Other predators also attack the livestock. Okay. In 2015, okay, researchers reported that in spite of the impact farmers obtaining guard dogs had on cheetahs, the number of jackals killed by dogs and people actually increased. Okay. So not only cheetahs, jackals were also killed by the dogs and farmers. That's what he says. So this has led to the rise in deaths of other predators, particularly what? Jackals. Okay. Jackals. Jackals. Yeah. Done. Now, what is the next one? In addition, it has been suggested that the dogs could have dash, which may affect other species, and that they may reduce the amount of dash available to certain wild animals. Okay. Now let us keep reading. We'll get the answers one by one. Okay. Now, guard dogs have other ecological impacts too. They have been found to spread diseases to wild animals, including the endangered Ethiopian wolves. Okay, good. Now, in addition, it has been suggested that means it has been found that the dogs could have dash which may affect other species. What do have? They have been found to spread diseases to wild animals, means other species. That's how we have to underline the keywords. What? What is the answer now? It has been suggested that dogs could have diseases which may affect other species. Yes, sir. So my answer here is diseases. Okay, now. And that they may reduce the amount of dash available to certain wild animals. What is that? See, they may also compete with other carnivores for food. And by creating a landscape of fear, their mere presence can influence the behavior of prey animals. Okay, sir. I got the answer, sir. What is that? Okay. They may reduce, he's talking about that they may reduce the amount of dash available to other certain wild animals. So, yes, sir, they may also compete with other carnivores for food. Carnivores means other wild animals. For what? For food. So, yeah, they may reduce the amount of food that is available. FOD. Yes. Next, last one. On the other hand, these dogs may help birds by protecting their nests. These might otherwise be threatened by predators such as dash. Okay, I think the answer is in the last paragraph, right? Now we'll read from here. Guard dogs can deliver unexpected benefits by protecting the wildlife from predators. For example, their presence has been found to protect birds which build their nests on the ground in fields where foxes would normally raid them. Okay, sir. What is the answer now? Yes, on the other hand, these dogs may help birds by protecting their nets. These might otherwise be threatened by predators such as foxes. Yes. Okay, got it. So, yes, guys, I hope you have seen this, right? I hope you have followed the whole video. If you have followed, then you will get to know all the different types of tips and tricks that I have followed to solve this reading passage, right? Uh, I think yes, that is the end of today's video. If you like my explanation, guys, please subscribe to my channel and also suggest your friends or family members who are taking the IELTS test. Um, Please like, share, and subscribe my channel so that I can make more and more videos in the future. I need more subscribers and more likes to make more passages, guys. So please let me know if you want me to solve any particular passage, then please comment it in the comment section. I'll try to solve it for you. Right. So yeah, that is the end of today's video. Let us meet again in some another video. Till then, goodbye and have a good day.